All right, we're live. Was just about to go live a moment ago, and then my wife called me. There was a sizable wolf spider upstairs, so I captured it in a cup and relocated it outside. How are y'all doing? We're on a little bit later. The baby, Mr. Donovan, now he's like, he's getting to the age where he's like, it's Saturday night, I want to stay up. He doesn't actually say that, but yeah, his stomach stays full for longer, so it's longer in between feedings, so you don't go to bed. He was going to bed at about 9. Now we're getting into the 10, 11 o'clock range. I just noticed something. I was hanging up my foam and cob, and I noticed this was drawn way back in December. I had actually drawn a Munhop that was rainbow colored and ended up getting one. Where can I buy one of those? Oh, the Clackamore? Go to clackamore.com. It's spelled like that. And if you're domestic buying here in the United States, somebody asked me to buy a Clackamore, go to clackamore.com. If you want an international order, you can go to the harpery.com. My website has an option for international shipping. I'm doing all the international shipping for clackamore.com. My friend Waylon Harmon actually invented this instrument, and I've been putting them together, assembling them, finishing them. It's one I kept for myself. Need some practice on that. Mr. Donovan loves it. All the time I'll get it out and play it, and as soon as he sees it, he's like, wow, his eyes light up, because he'll open up his mouth and he moves his mouth around to change the sound. I think it's good for him anyways to learn about the shape of his mouth. Let's get into it. This time next Saturday, the fest is going to be going on, so I'm hoping to see to get to hang out with all you awesome harpists. Something I've been doing as of late is all throughout the history of me playing the harp, which isn't that long. I haven't been playing for quite even 3 years yet. I'll do all my percussives with outward breaths, You can do them on an inward breath and get some really cool things going on. Last night I was playing. I stayed up way too late last night playing, of course, because it's Friday, but I'd go so I'd breathe out doing my and then I'd breathe inward doing that same thing. Half of it is out, half of it's in. There's a slight difference in between the out and the in. Same thing with your cucks. Huck, huck, huck. Outward. Outward. And you can get them inward, but it's more like a huck, 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 huck. And you get that closed glottis and still that percussive out the outward. Inward. So you can, in the past, I've always, done my percussives or done my breaths and snuck in an in-breath. Moving into the future, I'm going to be doing techniques breathing out and breathing in. I've always done techniques breathing in for just purely breath, but I've never really much thought of percussives as something you can do while breathing in. So I'm going to be doing that more in the future. Out and in-breath percussives. You hear the first part was and then I ran out of breath, so I started breathing in, doing that same rhythm. There was some cool rebound off that. I don't know if it's bouncing off the back pressure or if I'm letting out a small breath of air in between my in breaths. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go hoarse. Oh, I got something cool to show you too. I'll play this here in a minute. This is the harp I made for the festival. I just finished patining it. I worked on I built the case today. This is actually local black walnut. There's an interesting story behind it. The owner of the company I work for, Comfort Heating and Air, they have a Longhorn Ranch as well. And the power company showed up, and it's on a beautiful piece of land here in Kansas. But it has all sorts of big hardwood trees, like walnut trees, and all sorts of trees on it. And the power company showed up and just started cutting trees down. And before the owner could get there and shut them down, they had cut down some really old walnut trees. So got some free walnut wood and made a really nice case for it. I guess, oh heck, I'll just play it. Let's just go ahead and play. And I just did the force patina on this one as well. I did my trigger a lot different. I'm getting more back into building harps. I've got some new tricks up my sleeve. But I did my trigger quite a bit different. See, I did a recurved trigger where I kept most of my weight is over the knee bend, but I've got a little bit hanging out. So it's kind of the same as when I used to do triggers at a 90-degree angle, and then you have a little bit of the weight of a ball shape or teardrop shaped trigger. Here, I find this works even better if you're slow, if your bends are gentle. Look, see, it's a gentle bend. Because I have this area that's recessed right at the front. I cut in a recession there, and I can make a gentle bend. Because if we think of it, where we have these vibrations going along this reed, the reed isn't doing this. It's more of doing this along the decks. And just like if it was a race car speeding along, it doesn't want a tight 90-degree angle. It wants to be able to follow those curves. So you get a lot better vibrations. Of course, if the reed is proportionally tapered and weighted, but you get a lot better vibrations if it can gently go out and then to the tip. That's all the more playing I'm going to do on that harp. That's for the festival raffle. They're going to be having a raffle to raise money. Love the case. Looks like a harp. Came out sweet. Yeah, I really enjoy it. It was my interpretation. I can find I can get it going way faster if I stroke outward. I used to be an outward only player. I used to only play the harp outward. Now I pretty much primarily play inward just because you're going to get a cleaner tone. Your harp's going to last longer. The reed vibrates a little bit better if you're plucking in, but what you're saying is you're able to play a little bit faster. You're able to pluck a little bit faster outward, and that's probably true. I'm not a fast plucker. I got some friends who are really super fast. What I concentrate on, because I try to time my plucks out where it's a good place to have a pluck in there with the music, because whenever there's a pluck, the music stops, the vibration stops for a split second. So I just concentrate on my technique being fast and flowing and making music. I don't concentrate on playing as fast as I can. But some people like Nico Cornelius, if you're going to the fest, have him play fast. He plays outward fast, and he is smoking fast at playing outward. I do a lot of breathing fast, stuff like that, but I'm not a very fast player. Get this heart put away. Gotta keep it protected. And I didn't use leather on this because I'm like, well, some people are vegan, and I want my harp to be vegan friendly. So I use paracord. Figure if you get lost in the woods, at least you got some paracord on your harp case. But it's a necklace, not quite finished. What should I play? What are y'all playing? What's going on out yonder? How are y'all doing? Some tea in me so I can wake up a little bit. Been playing the Fomenkov a lot as of late. I got it and then I played it a lot. I'm on this little... Oh, Wave's a good harp. Been playing the Fomenkov a lot lately, or at least this week. Great job on the new harp. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, it's Dr. Beeman. Check out his channel. He's got some gnarly B stuff. Playing a lot on the Fomenkov. When I first got it, I played it quite a bit for a weekend. I didn't play it in it as much anymore, and it's probably the only harp I've ever been really digging the bass. Oh, dude, the bass more changes of the way. I just put a force patina on my regular one. Oh, the dual bass, nice. But I didn't play the Fomenkov a lot after that because it's just super clean. There's not much saturation or much fire to hide behind. I have an Afghan. Oh, some of them Afghan style Morchangs have really really stiff reeds, but you can do so much with them. It's actually B man, lol. Oh yeah, I have a history of just blending words together. Purposeful. Sometimes I do it to be funny, and sometimes I do it just because I'm stupid. But this is a really melodic harp. And melodic instrument, there's not much saturation. So it's different to play off something that's pretty melodic. Yeah, that instead of Mr. Banjo is in the house. Oh, howdy! There I was doing that inward percussives instead of doot doot doot. I'm going to hit inward. If you're going to the fest, it's weird to hold one because you think that this all this metal is heavy. It's really not. It's pretty light because it's titanium. I've got some nicks in it. Now I keep it hanging on the wall because I don't like it rolling around with my other harps because you can nick titanium pretty easy. A lot of people think that titanium is ridiculously tough metal and durable, but it's not that hard. It's not like as hard as steel. What I like about it is you don't ever have to oil it. It won't rust, and I believe it will oxidize a protective layer on it. So I'm interested over the years how his heat colors are going to change. That hit it inward. Try that. It's like saying yit it, but inward. Yeah, the reed is a titanium alloy as well, and it's interesting how he did it. Here, there's the bevel, and Donna Andrade, he's a knife maker, so he would appreciate seeing something like this. Back here at the back, there's no edge on the reed. Then it comes down, and he has it's flat on the back, so it'd be like a half apple seed, clear down here, and then at the end, it's like a morsing. It has a triangular cross section, and then that profile ends here, and we have full width, full thickness here, and then it tapers toward the tip. So that is a ton of edge profiling. I put a ton of edges on different types of edges, and there's a lot of different edges you can put on knives and axes and stuff like that. But that is really impressive. Somebody did that all by hand, I'm betting, with a file. So that's probably, depending on how fast you can file titanium, because it's probably fairly soft. That's probably 4 hours worth of profiling of that reed, in my guess. Did I wind up keeping the double reed Fomenkov? No, I did not. That went to a friend in California who's coming to the fest, I believe. And I didn't even know how to play. When I played and demonstrated that, I didn't know what that harp was capable of. It was really super strange. You have this reed, and then there's another reed that was a part of that reed that comes up, and then he had weights on them. And there were 2 weights, and there's like 5 or 6 different combinations. You could have both weights on both reeds, and you hit one of them or hit the other one of them for a different tone. You kind of have like a double reverb thing going on. You hit one of them, and it'd be super bassy. You could take this weight off and leave this weight on, or take this weight off and leave this weight on, or have both of them off. So there was a ton of different combinations. And Fomenkov messaged me on how he was playing it, and he would hit one, and then he'd tap the other to dampen it, and they hit this one and tap the other, and they take it off and put one weight on one, and got a whole bunch of different ways. And I was just blown away with seeing him play it. I was like, that's crazy. I should have kept that harp, but I ended up keeping the harp in D, and it's probably the only harp I've ever given 100 out of 100 for, just because of the look, the feel, the consistency of it, the balance of sustain, and the tone. The tone's absolutely pure. And it just goes forever. So yeah, I've got other instruments that I give a 99 out of 100, Many instruments I'll give 90s to a 99 out of 100. I wore this harp all over. This is a Burtsev. It's not the harp that matters. It's your playing technique that matters. But playing a really nice harp is really nice. I wore this all over. It had a leather strap, and I ended up wearing the leather strap out. And I took a shoelace, and the shoelace wasn't small enough to go through this and the little case. It's worn around the neck, facing upward. Oh, that's so neat. It's part of the necklace. Yeah, it looks like a piece of jewelry. Burtsev makes this, and it's made in two pieces, and the reed goes to the center, and it's put together just like a puzzle. It's got melodic capabilities, but it's also got it's really super hillbilly sounding. Oh, I better get the foaming cob off here. I'll nick it all up. I was playing it quite a bit last night, too. It's different than the foaming cob. The foaming cob, there's no saturation. This has some saturation. It's a good balance of saturation and melodics. Good bell ring. Sustain. There's not as much sustain to work with on the Burtsev, but you've got a ton of snap. It's quite a bit louder than the foaming cob is. And whenever you get into super clean tones like a foaming cob, some of the really melodic like Babayevs aren't horribly loud either. Or Estonian Parmapil is really melodic, but it's not loud. I would say it's loud, but not screaming loud. I guess I should probably play this Yakut style. Did you hear? I switched over from percussives on the out breath to the same percussives on the in breath. Digging the part. Oh, I'm glad you're liking the Parpol. Play that hard, bub. Oh, there's the gentleman with the double reed. Somebody was asking about the double reed foaming cob. No, and Bruno, I hear you've got that folk Nesland. If you're coming to the festival, I'd like to play that. How are you liking that? I played many different Munops, and I actually have a pile of Munops sitting over there. I'm taking to the fest, but I've never played a Norwegian Munop, which is where the Munop comes from. I always wanted a Straum, but I don't think Straums are available anymore. Here's my percussives. Yuck, 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 but it's on the in. And it's really, especially if you have an instrument with some saturation, some blah, 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 getting blah, 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 getting a stammer going. But you get those percussives on the inward breath, you get kind of this bouncing tone. Here's on the outward. Now on the inward. Oh, a whole bunch of notes there. There's that out in hold, out in hold, out in hold, and somebody asked me when I was performing if I do mantras. I don't do mantras, but I didn't at the time. I didn't know what a mantra is, but that repetition, I repeat and repeat and repeat, and then I start branching outside of it and let it evolve. And doing short inward and outward breaths. Sometimes I'll follow it with a longer breath to draw in. Really does relax you and really does take you to a really trancy place. And I think I'm just gonna zone out for a little bit, play the harp, just practice what I preach. Sometimes it's hard to block out the audience. It's hard to block out what's going on because you really need to get outside of yourself, outside of all the worries and concerns of daily life. that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna sort of ohm out on the harp for a minute. Look forward to going up to Oregon this next week. Hopefully, I'll be able to get to do some playing out in nature. If there's time, there won't be. I won't be up there for a horribly long time, but I'm hoping to go out in the woods and do some playing. Maybe shoot some video. But I can't make the festival. Very bummed about that. About well, feeling into it. It doesn't feel very unique at the moment, but is it? Oh, F2. I love the tuning F2. But got a new microphone coming. I'm bringing both my cameras up there, so I'm hoping that bringing them on my carry-on luggage, that nothing gets broke. Bringing this camera, bringing the big camera. Going to try to do some filming at the festival, so I can have more for you this year. I did some filming last year on my smartphone without a mic on it, and static filming, and just filming somebody performing. Here I'm going to be going around and interacting with people and hopefully getting some videos, so we'll be able to share a little bit of the festival with you. I'm just going to ohm out here for a second. Oh, that was good. I quite enjoyed that. That's just if you get locked into some rhythms like that, you can kind of ohm out. It was super super relaxing. I'm just holding on to that do 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 do, and even just in saying that, I'm starting to change it because there's places you can jump to, there's places you can come back to, and I'll repeat the same tones going up, coming down, going up, coming down, and just totally ohm out. Forget about. I forgot about y'all for a while there. I was just doing my own thing. What else should we play? A lot of my mind just went right out the window with all that playing. See if we can get back on track here. Play something I haven't played enough of this week. And the tea's gone. I'll switch over to the water. Something basic. I lost it there, but it was cool. I was yak, 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 hack, 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 outward, hack, 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 inward, hack, 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 hack. It's like saying hack. It's that same hack, but inward. But inward. Oh yeah, speaking of which, probably gonna force patina this harp as well. Last weekend, and I didn't release the video. I was so embarrassed. I tried to force patina my harps like a kitchen knife. I tried rubbing a tomato on them. That didn't work very well. My harp rusted, and then this week I force patinaed it the correct way, or the way that I do them. Soaked it in Coca-Cola. Because I'm going up to Oregon, there's probably going to be humidity. So what I do is polish steel harp. If you don't keep them really super oiled, they'll rust. So for a couple of my personal instruments, I took and soaked them in Coca-Cola and then rubbed them down real good. I took them out about every 15 minutes for 2 hours and just wiped them off real good. If not, they'll turn pretty dark. This is a force patina from Coca-Cola. It'll kind of help protect it. On my Niega. Did the same thing on my Mohan. So while trying to protect everything from rust, we've been getting so much humidity here from all the rain, so. Coca-Cola really worked well to remove the rust, because this one, after I put the tomato on it, I even wiped it off and got all the rust off. It rusted right away, a whole bunch of flash rusting. So the Coca-Cola took it right off. I got that from Airy Sam's. Yeah, subscriber, somebody who subscribed to my channel way back in the beginning when I was first starting it up. He told me about using Diet Cola, and I tried using Diet Cola. My favorite so far is Coca-Cola, and I bought a case of it for like 12 pack for $4. I don't really even drink pop because it gives me acid reflux. I don't enjoy drinking pop, but I do enjoy using it for rust removal and also for force patining things. Tell you the instrument I want to play the most. I want to play the Fest Harp again. I'm gonna play it one more time, and we're gonna oil it up, put it away. We're 30 minutes in. Time flies when you're having fun, especially when I ohm out playing something bassy, really sensitive. That Mohan bass just takes me out of this world. I like that. This was a Niega G1 sharp, I believe. I have to check the tuning on it, make sure it's the same. Sometimes force patining an instrument will change the tuning. I think that's maybe because the reed is weighted down a little bit more because it has oxidation on it, a healthy type of oxidation. Here's the harp I made for the festival. Worked on the case today. Local walnut is what this was. I gave the story earlier, but I won't tell the. I won't weave a yarn again. Made it a necklace. It's my take on a Yakutian style instrument. I'm not Yakut. I'm not a Yakut maker, but anyways, I should have, in retrospect, for the case, the case, the way I set up the holes on it, the necklace wears with the harp facing down. Houston has a lot of humidity and keep my harp so. Oh yeah, Niegas are really nice. But anyways, I should have, in retrospect, had the harp so it faces up because the Yakutian people find it offensive to see a harp pointing downward. They say that the energy from a harp radiates from the tip of it and goes out in the sky. And there's some truth to that as far as the vibration of the reed. It vibrates all the way out to the tip, and making nice bends and making nice a nice loop or a healthy bend really helps the harp if it can radiate out from the end. Anyways, I like how I did the trigger on. I'm gonna start doing more triggers like this. I won't play that anymore because that's going to live with somebody else. Whoever wins the raffle is going to get that one. So I force patinaed it as well. I like a force patina on my harps. I like them to be slightly protected from rusting. I like the old, gives them an antique look. How about using some Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew? Dr. Pepper would probably work. I don't know about Mountain Dew. Is it tuned in G? No. This one, I didn't tune it. I'm like, I want to make something that feels Yakutian, and I want the harp to lay right where it lands. I could have tuned this to a B. It was a B1, I think it falls above. I could have tuned it to a B1, but I didn't want to. I wanted to leave it where the harp chose to be here. I chose the proportions, and I chose how the trigger's done and the length of the trigger and everything, and I chose all that. But I wanted the harp some freedom to lay where it lands so it could stay gnarly. So I did not tune it to any individual note. Now I'll put that away. We'll play one or two more harps. I'll probably call it quits. It's fairly late. I'm betting it's probably past midnight. Or no, it's probably past 11. Oh, here's one I haven't played in a long time. I don't play this harp often because it takes me a while to get it playable. This is... What is this? This is a Babayev. How do you get... Oh, at the festival. And it's only people in person at the festival. You just can buy as many raffle tickets as you want, and you have to be present to win. And there's going to be all sorts. There's going to be other harps. I have a Mohan in D2 that's going to be a part of the raffle. There's probably other instruments as well. But this is a Babayev. I don't play it often because The gaps on it are so tight, I really got to warm it up. I got to get the coconut oil out of the gaps, but it's really melodic. Like right now, it won't even play because the coconut oil is stuck in those gaps, and it is a tight instrument. It's A2. When I said I'd play one more harp, that's a lie. I'll probably play a couple more harps. We'll keep it going. We're at 36 minutes. Wonder if Mr. Donovan is done feeding yet. Probably. I'll play one or two more harps. And after this, I'm going to have some more tea and stay up late playing the harp. Got to keep practicing. Festival's coming up. I look forward to seeing all y'all at the festival. I look forward to being in Oregon. Can you talk with your harp like a talk box? I don't know what a talk box is, but yeah, your harp's vibrating kind of like your vocal cords are, so you're still free to use your mouth and all the tools that are therein. Oh, I use the word therein in a sentence. I should get a sticker. That was fun. I like that. I was kind of talking through the harp. I started off kind of forcing some speech where they're like, and I kind of was just talking through the harp and letting the rhythm be its own thing, but also talking over the top of it. So I don't know how it sounded, but it felt really gnarly to do. I think I might add some of that into my performance at the festival. I'm gonna play around with that on a couple different instruments. This was a Glaser, and this was a Shepherd, not an expensive harp at all. It's not about having, like, some of these instruments I've been playing are, hundreds of dollars. It's not about having an expensive instrument. It's about having a quality instrument. If you barely use the tip of your tongue against the metal, like, would you make the T sound and such, you can get pronounced. Oh, cool. Yep, I hear it upstairs. She's putting the child to bed. Let's see, we'll play. Was I gonna play one more? I'm gonna play something more changy. Yeah, I switched over. I ran out of breath, so I was going do dit do dit do, and then I started doing it on the inward, and really, it's a really cool variance. I like that. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do some playing around. What was that? I was just barely playing the harp. I was just barely hitting it, and then I was doing some open, close. Let's see if I can get that going again. I shouldn't have stopped and talked, but I'm like, ooh, I want to make note of that. When you have an instrument with a drone, it's hard sometimes. Droning instruments are some of the hardest I found to get melody out of, but there's a lot of melody there. You have your drone that will keep going for you and keep that going rhythmically, and then you can work your melodic on top of that. Let's see if I can get that going. If I try to explain it or try to break down and talk about it, I'll lose it. I find the drone and then I find the melodic, and it feels like the two kind of separate out. So it feels like I'm doing two things at once, and it may not translate over to the mic. It may not. You may not be able to hear it. Maybe it's just inside my head. I'm not sure. A lot of people nowadays don't like music like that because it's drony. But oh yeah. Okay, we're 45 minutes in. My wife's getting ready to go to bed. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. To those that are coming to the festival, it's going to be an awesome time. I look forward to seeing you. If not, I'm going to have some I'm going to try to get some video out in the next couple. Oh yeah, the Morchang has been like, when I used to play Morchang, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, it was so, Morchang, especially like traditional Morchang, are so much different than, like, there's not much breath to hide behind. There's breath there, but you got to find it. It's a different style of playing. So I really Morchang I highly suggest, but it's not an instrument. Like, if you're used to playing like a drum or a vargan, you pick it up, you try to play it exactly like a drum or a vargan. It's its own thing, so you kind of got to feel out where it is. Anyways, I love y'all. Keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled. I'm going to have some videos out on force patining harps in the future. If y'all are interested in that, I'm going to be doing it to more of my unfinished steel instruments to help fight the rust. Anyways, I love y'all. Somebody says, we're all psyched about attending and performing with it. Yeah! Are you going to be at the fest? That's going to be awesome, dude. Hope we can talk soon. Ready for another. Oh, yeah, cool, dude. I love y'all. Adios. There's the air conditioner. I'm eventually going to get a door put up there because we're at the end of the house, and there's the furnace blower right there. But I have the advantage of having a little microphone and not being on a shotgun mic. The shotgun mic on my big camera picks up everything. There's actually, you can hear outside the crickets singing. I don't know if the mic's picking it up or not. But I'm Captain Distraction. I'll ramble for another 15 minutes if I'm not careful. I love y'all. Oh, I can barely hear the AC. Oh, awesome. Harp out. And he'll forget to turn off the camera. Adios.